In 2009, a British IT worker named James Howells mined 8,000 Bitcoin on his personal laptop. At the time, each coin was worth less than $1. He stored them on a hard drive and forgot about it. In 2013, he accidentally threw that hard drive in the trash. Today, those 8,000 Bitcoin are worth approximately $750 million. The hard drive is buried somewhere in a landfill in Newport, Wales. James Howells knows exactly which landfill. He can see it from his house, and the local council will not let him dig. This is not a story about bad luck. This is a story about the most important financial lesson of the digital age. And by the end of this video, you will never think about your assets the same way again. To fully understand what James Howells lost, you need to understand what Bitcoin was in 2009. Satoshi Nakamoto had just published a white paper describing a new form of digital currency. No banks, no governments, no middlemen. Just a mathematical system that allowed people to send value directly to each other anywhere in the world. Most people thought it was a joke, or a scam, or an experiment that would go nowhere. The financial world dismissed it completely. Banks laughed at it. Economists called it worthless. Governments ignored it. But a small group of tech enthusiasts saw something different. They saw a system that could change everything, and they started mining. Mining Bitcoin in 2009 was nothing like it is today. You didn't need expensive equipment. You didn't need massive electricity bills. You just needed a laptop and the software. Your computer would run calculations in the background, and every time it solved a problem, the network rewarded you with Bitcoin. James Howells was one of those early miners. He ran the software on his laptop for several months and accumulated 8,000 coins. Then he stopped. Bitcoin was worth almost nothing. There was nothing to do with it. He moved on. That decision to stop and move on would haunt him for the rest of his life. While James Howells forgot about his hard drive, Bitcoin was quietly changing the world. In 2010, a programmer named Laszlo Hanyecz made the first real-world Bitcoin transaction. He paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. That purchase is now worth over $900 million. It is known as Bitcoin Pizza Day and is celebrated every year on May 22nd as a reminder of how dramatically value can change. By 2011, Bitcoin hit $1, then $10, then $100. Each milestone was dismissed by mainstream finance as a bubble about to burst. In 2013, Bitcoin crossed $1,000 for the first time. The hard drive sitting in James Howells' drawer was suddenly worth $8 million, and he had no idea. That same year, he was cleaning his house. He had 2 hard drives on his desk. One was old and empty. One contained his entire Bitcoin fortune. In a moment of distraction, he picked up the wrong one and threw it in the bin. 5 seconds. One mistake. $8 million gone. At current prices, $750 million. The moment James Howells realized his mistake is one of the most gut-wrenching stories in financial history. Months after throwing away the hard drive, he was reading about Bitcoin online. The price was climbing. People were getting rich. And he remembered his coins. He went to find his hard drive. It was gone. He searched everywhere. Then slowly the memory came back. The cleanup, the 2 hard drives, the bin. He called the local waste management company immediately. The trash had already been processed. The hard drive was somewhere in the Newport City landfill, buried under months of garbage from thousands of homes and businesses. He drove to the landfill. He stood at the fence and looked at the field of compacted waste. Somewhere in that field was a small metal device the size of your hand, containing a password, containing 8,000 Bitcoin, containing his future. And he could not touch it.
James Howells has spent the last decade trying to get permission to excavate the landfill. His first approach was simple. He contacted Newport City Council and explained the situation. He offered to share the proceeds. He was told no. Environmental regulations made excavation impossible. He did not give up. Over the years, he has returned with increasingly sophisticated proposals. He hired a team of engineers to develop a detailed excavation plan. He brought in AI specialists to help narrow down the location of the drive within the landfill. He secured funding from cryptocurrency investors willing to finance the entire operation. His most recent offer to the council was extraordinary. He proposed giving them 25% of the recovered Bitcoin. At current prices, that is approximately $187 million for the city of Newport. For a city with serious budget pressures, that offer should have been impossible to refuse. They refused anyway. The council maintains that excavating the landfill would violate environmental permits, that the disruption would be too great, that the probability of finding an intact working hard drive after years underground is too low to justify the risk. James Howells disagrees. He believes the drive is intact. He believes it can be found. He believes modern data recovery technology could read it, even if damaged. Every morning he wakes up and looks toward the landfill. $750 million, 2 miles away, completely unreachable. Here is what the story of James Howells teaches us about wealth in the digital age. We have entered an era where you can be your own bank, where you can hold assets that no government can seize and no inflation can destroy, where you can transfer wealth across the world in seconds with no middleman taking a cut. But with that power comes responsibility that most people are completely unprepared for. When your money is in a bank and you lose your password, you call the bank. When your money is on a hard drive and you lose the drive, there is no one to call. No customer service, no recovery process, no insurance, nothing. James Howells lost $750 million because he had one copy of his wallet on one hard drive in one location. That is the financial equivalent of keeping all your cash in a single wallet and leaving it on a park bench. The rule of wealth preservation is simple. Every valuable asset needs redundancy. Multiple backups, multiple locations, multiple access methods. If James Howells had spent 30 minutes copying that hard drive to a second device, he would be one of the wealthiest people in Britain today. 30 minutes. $750 million. That is the most expensive 30 minutes never spent in financial history. The financial lessons of the digital age are brutal and unforgiving in a way that traditional finance never was. A bank can restore your account. An insurance company can replace your car. A government can reissue your passport. But no one can recover a private key that no longer exists. James Howells' story is not just about Bitcoin. It is about the fundamental shift in how wealth works in the 21st century. The shift from institutions protecting your assets to you protecting your own assets. Whether you own Bitcoin or not, the lesson applies to everything valuable in your life. Have a system. Have backups. Have redundancy. Because the most expensive mistakes are never the dramatic ones. They are the quiet ones, the distracted ones, the ones where you pick up the wrong hard drive on a Tuesday afternoon and throw it in the bin. James Howells still hopes to recover his drive. The fight with Newport Council continues, but every day that passes, the odds get longer. $750 million, 2 miles away, and completely out of reach. If this story changed how you think about protecting your wealth, follow financial protocol. Real mistakes, real money, real lessons. New cases every week.